I canceled the tuition I'd quietly sent my sister every August. So every August for the last 6 years, I've sent my sister Tina money for her son's private school. $15,000. I never made a thing of it. I just wired it and told her it was for Chris's tuition and she'd text back, "You're a lifesaver," and that was it. My husband knew. Nobody else did. I liked it that way. Tina's a single mom and things have been hard for her. Or that's what I understood. I make good money and I don't have kids. So honestly, it felt like the least I could do. I grew up thinking family covers family. Our mom drilled that into us. Here's the thing though. About a month ago, I'm at my mom's for her birthday, and Chris is there and I ask him how school's going. Big smile, tells me about his baseball team, his teachers, all of it. And then he says, "It's way better than my old school." I said, "Your old school?" He said, "Yeah, I switched to public in like 4th grade. 4th grade. He's 14 now. I didn't say anything. I just kind of nodded and changed the subject. But my stomach dropped because I'd been sending money for that private school for 6 years and this kid had been in public school for 5 of them. I didn't confront Tina right away. I wanted to be wrong. So I did something I'm not proud of. I texted her that night, real casual, and said, "Hey, does Chris's school do a fall payment plan or is it all due in August?" And she goes, "All in August, why?" And I said, "Just planning ahead." And she sent a heart. She lied right to my face over text. There was no August tuition. There was no school. I called our mom. I didn't tell her the money part. I just asked, "Did Tina pull Chris out of St. something years ago?" And mom laughed and said, "Oh honey, that was ages ago. The tuition was killing her. Public's been fine, killing her. Except it hadn't been killing anyone because I'd been paying it into nothing." So I stopped. That August I just didn't send it. Didn't announce it, didn't explain. Same way I never announced sending it. I just let the date pass. Took her 9 days to notice. She calls me and she's got this bright, worried voice. "Hey, so weird question. Did the tuition thing not go through this year? The bank must have flagged it." I said no. It went through fine. It just didn't go anywhere. Long pause. She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Chris told me he's been in public school since 4th grade, and I want you to know she didn't skip a beat." She goes, "Okay, so it's not for the actual school anymore, but it still goes toward his stuff. His activities, his equipment, camp, it's basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. $15,000 a year for baseball cleats." I said, "You've been telling me it's tuition for 6 years. She said, "Because I knew you'd get weird about it if I said it was just to help out." I said, "So you lied so I wouldn't say no." And she said, "I lied so you wouldn't make it a whole thing," which is exactly what you're doing right now. Then she said the part I keep replaying. She goes, "You don't even have kids. What else are you spending it on?" I said, "I don't know, Tina. Whatever I want. It's mine." She started crying. Said I was punishing Chris for something between us. Said August is expensive. Said she'd already told him the money was coming. Told him. She'd already spent it in her head and told her kid. I said, "Then you can tell him it's not." She hung up. Then the text started. From her, from our aunt, from our mom, who'd apparently gotten the version where I cut Chris off out of nowhere. Not the version where I found out I'd been funding a lie for 6 years. Just the clean one where I'm the rich aunt who suddenly got cold. My mom called and said, "It's your sister. You'll regret this when she's gone." I said, "Mom, she took 90 grand from me pretending it was for school." My mom went quiet and then she said, "Well, she probably needed it. She probably needed it. That's the whole family right there." I texted Tina one more time. I said, "If you'd asked me for help, honestly, I probably would have helped. But you didn't ask. You just decided I'd never find out." She read it. Didn't reply. Then this morning, Chris texted me himself. Not Tina. Chris. He said, "Mom says you're not paying for my school anymore. Did I do something?" I told him the truth. I said, "No, buddy. You didn't do a single thing wrong. You told me something true. And that's why I trust you and not her." He hasn't answered. But Tina's blocked me on everything now, so I'm guessing she read it over his shoulder.